No, it's not coming. Trash can over there? Trash carry.
Good evening. I always enjoy doing that. I want to welcome everybody to our Monday evening council, and it's August the 15th. I want to go ahead and call to order our meeting with the Invocation and Pledge led by Councilwoman Ms. Powers.
Let us pray silently together, each one of us, according to our individual beliefs. Let us offer thanks for our blessings and for one another. Let us be a source of hope for those in need and contentment for those who are lonely. Let us give gratitude for our opportunity to serve the city of Gahanna. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Jeremy, please call the roll.
Angelou,
Here.
Bowers,
Here.
McGregor,
Here.
Padova,
Here.
Renner,
Here.
Schnetzer, Weaver.
Here. Excellent, thank you. Item B, additions or corrections to the agenda. Do we have anything?
Yes, Mr. President. I would like to request that we move ordinance ORD-0046-2022 off of the consent agenda and move it into a new section under F, ordinances for second reading.
Okay, ordinance 0046-2022 to a new section for ordinances for second reading. Okay. Thank you. Anything else? Any other additions or corrections to our agenda? All right, moving on. Item C, hearing of visitors. I don't have any speaker slips. Jeremy, do we have any?
On this evening.
Okay. Well, moving on then. Item D, we do have a public hearing of facilities for the future, opportunity for public comment on our proposed facilities project. This is for the facilities that the city has been long talking about for a new city hall, a police department, and a city center. I'll go ahead and open the public hearing, and then I'll ask the administration for any comment. Public hearing is now open. Mayor, would you like to comment on this?
Yes, Mr. President, thank you. This is public hearing number two of three public hearings that we are holding to discuss an opportunity really that has presented itself with regard to a solution that would address city facility needs for, as Mr. Renner just said, police headquarters, city hall, and a senior center. I do believe, even though I know we have been having ongoing conversations for several months, it's always good to maybe just reset the table a little bit for anybody who is just joining the conversation. There have been articles in the newspaper, a lot of social media traction around this, so there might be some folks who are just tuning in for the first time. So just by way of background for those who might be unfamiliar with basically the last year or so worth of work on this, the administration has had ongoing conversations with council dating back to fall of last year with regard to an assessment of our city facilities, both in terms of the need for additional programming space as well as the condition of our existing facilities and buildings. That discussion included an exploration of options that are available to address those needs. The city has also been in the process of developing its first ever long-term capital improvement plan. So exploring those options and how those would roll into the capital improvement plan as to how we would address our facility needs for the future certainly were two initiatives that were coalescing, so to speak, over the last several months. On July 20th, we held a town hall presentation right here in council chambers to discuss an opportunity around 825 Tech Center Drive. That building has really become vacant and available to us as a result of COVID and the pandemic. Prior to 2020, it housed 2 data centers. It is now a 100,000 square foot office space, Class A office space that is sitting vacant right along Tech Center Drive. It is the building immediately east to the AUP Ohio headquarters. It is, again, a facility that would meet facility needs for 3 of our buildings for decades to come. My office and our internal facilities committee developed a timeline that is based on a commercial real estate transaction, which is why we have a defined schedule that has been set forth. It is available to look at on our website, gahanna.gov, as well as the facilities assessments that have been completed back in 2006, 2017, and the presentation that was given to council in October of 2021. As well as presentations from 4 workshops that were held with council at the beginning of this year. All of that is available, again, at gahanna.gov, as is the town hall. So the purpose of tonight's hearing is to allow residents an opportunity to provide input on that project. It is something that was intended to be addressed by Issue 12. Facilities were I believe, as Mr. Schnetzer has said before, just one of a long list of projects that were to be addressed by Issue 12 in terms of years of deferred maintenance that we have to deal with in the city. As I mentioned, tonight is the second of 3 public hearings. We had the first August 1st. There's another one scheduled September 6th. One of the questions that we have seen start to pop up a lot with regard to this facilities project, as news has been shared, is what will this do to my taxes? And the answer is nothing. This will not involve any request for additional taxes to the from our residents, from our taxpayers. This is what Issue 12 was designed to handle. So there will be no need for any levy or any other tax initiative to come forward should this project be voted upon by council to proceed. So with that, Mr. President, I will turn it back to you.
Thank you. Mr. Malarski, last time that we did the public hearing, you and I were in a race to actually talk about the rules. So I wanted to actually bow to you. Would you like to actually read the rules?
If you would like, yes. So would you like to have swearing-ins then at public hearings?
Typically, yeah. At council meetings, we don't. We just ask people to speak on the specific issue.
Public comment versus
Yeah.
a public hearing, but a public hearing, since you limit it to a certain amount of time and people could be using up other people's time, that would only be the only reason you'd asked me before why we would do it. That's
Right.
the only thing I could really think of if you would like.
Right.
So, with that said then, we're now in the public hearing portion of the meeting. The public hearing will operate as follows. The administration has made a presentation. Any speaker must complete a speaker slip and come to the podium and state their name. Proponents will be allowed 7 minutes. Additional time may be requested, and permission is at the discretion of the chair. Opponents will then be given 10 minutes to comment, and additional time may be requested, permission at the discretion of the chair. Proponents will have 3 minutes for rebuttal. Again, additional time is permitted. And at this time, any persons who are wishing to present testimony, please rise and let us know who would like to be heard. That's it.
Mr. Malarski, our city attorney, thank you so much. All right. Now, at this time now, I am calling for any proponents. to speak on this measure? Okay, seeing none, I am now asking for any opponents at this time to come speak up on this. Okay, everybody's racing to the lectern. So I guess by the rules, I should ask again for the proponents, but I don't see anybody who wishes to speak at this time. So I'm going to go ahead and close the public hearing. I'd like to actually remind the public that this was, as the mayor said, the second of 3 public hearings. There is another opportunity, one more, on September 6th, on our 3rd and final public hearing on this issue. All right, thank you, everybody. Now down to consent agenda. Do we have a motion to pass this consent agenda as modified?
So moved.
Have a first by Mr. Snetzer.
Second.
Have a second by Mr. Weaver. Any discussion? Jeremy, please call the roll.
Schnetzer.
Yes.
Weaver.
Yes.
Bowers.
Yes.
McGregor.
Yes.
Padova.
Yes.
Renner.
Yes.
Angelou.
Yes.
Thank you. Consent agenda as modified is now voted on. Jeremy, I forgot to ask, the Councilwoman Bowers asked for a new section F. Do we do our second reading ordinances first?
Yes.
Okay. No, give it, I just wanted to make sure that we got the new numbering correct. So now we'll talk about ordinance 46-2022, the ordinance to authorize the mayor to enter into an office and industrial incentive agreement with Columbus Aesthetic and a Plastic Surgery for a period of 10 years. Do I have a motion to adopt this ordinance?
So moved.
Have a first by Ms. Bowers. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a second by Mr. Snetzer. Discussion.
Yes, Mr. President, I'd like to ask I'd like to move that we table this item and move it back to discussion at committee, which would occur on next Monday, August the 22nd.
Okay, so now we have a motion on the floor to table the ordinance. This is, I believe, a per request of the applicant for this to the committee of the whole on next Monday. What was the date again?
August 22nd.
August 22nd. All right. Do I have a first? Oh, that's the first. Do I have a second for this motion?
Second.
Have a second by Mr. Snetzer. Any discussion? All right. We're just not really talkative tonight. All right, Jeremy, please call the roll.
Bowers.
Yes.
Schnetzer.
Yes.
McGregor.
Yes.
Padova.
Yes.
Renner.
Yes.
Weaver.
Yes.
Angelou.
Yes.
All right. The motion is now tabled and will be on the agenda for Monday, August 22nd. Thank you. New item G, ordinances for introduction and first reading. I'm just going to read these into the record. Ordinance 47-2022, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a purchase agreement with FJF Ohio Gahanna LLC for the property located at 825 Tech Center Drive. I think we were just talking about that. The other one is ordinance 48-2022, an ordinance authorizing the issuance of notes in the amount of not to exceed $8.5 million in anticipation of the issuance of bonds for the purpose of acquiring, constructing, renovating, improving municipal facilities, including constructing, renovating, improving, and additional public safety facilities for police department operations, furnishings, and equipment, equipping the same, improving the sites thereof, acquiring land and interest in land in connection therewith, and all the necessary appurtenances thereto, and approving related matters in connection with the issuance of the notes. Again, just reading those into the record for first reading. Thank you. New section H, correspondence and actions. Jeremy?
I do have one item. The Ohio Division of Liquor Control sent their notice to the legislative authority regarding liquor permits. This has been forwarded to the Division of Police. The Division of Police has no objections to this. So the only action council would need to take is if you wanted to request a hearing.
Does anybody want to request a hearing for this? Seeing none.
Okay,
Thank
I
you,
will send
Jeremy.
the notice back.
Council colleagues, any correspondence and actions we'd like to speak of? Okay, thank you. We are moving pretty fast. New section I, Representatives, Community Improvement Corporation, Renner and Weaver. We'd like to just report that I, as a member on the CIC, am part of a subcommittee analyzing some of the RFPs for the Creekside Development Project, and we are going through and analyzing those. And the second item is that we are meeting tomorrow, the CIC is meeting tomorrow at 7:30, not the normal 8 o'clock, but 7:30. And again, we're still in the committee rooms, right?
Correct.
Okay. Good. Mr. Weaver, anything that you wanted to add?
No, sir.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mid-Ohio Regional Planning Commission, Morpsey.
Thank you, Chairman. I'm going to just do a few of these things because there were a lot of things going on, but it was a kind of not a spectacular meeting that we had, which is always kind of nice. We had the salary survey, and I'd like to bring that up today because that might be helpful to us because the salary surveys go through all of the places that we represent, and then you can see how the various places are having salary surveys. So I think ours has already been completed, and I believe, Mayor, is that correct? That the survey's been done?
I thought, they mentioned it was still in progress. They did not give a date. I know we submitted our response, I think.
You sent it, that's what I wanted to know.
Yes, we sent ours, and I think Morpsey did not give a date yet, but I thought I remember them saying they expected it to be due by the end of the month, perhaps?
Yes, I think so. I just want to make sure because I think it's going to be very helpful as we discuss
Correct.
that. Also, we had the Statewide Candidates Forum is August 26th, and it would be a wonderful thing to do. They're going to be having that as one of the forums, I think the only forum in the state of Ohio for those particular voting things that are going to be happening. The Intel planning meetings, there'll be one Thursday, September 22nd. Sustainability is on November 17th. Linkus, which was looking to be a place that would be maybe put on the ballot this year, is not going to be forwarded to that November vote. So I'm sure it will be coming up at another time, but not at this November vote. We are very happy that we have the Auditor State 2021 Award with Distinction for our auditing, and this has been like the 39th time that it has happened, so we are pretty much very well done in terms of the auditor of the state. The Economic Development person, Megan Stein, Executive Director Office, she gave her information about economic development, and we have 11 counties in that, including Licking County, and Licking County is now a part of Morpsey. And it was a very kind of interesting thing. I think it was the first time potentially or the second time that she had spoke. I'd like to talk about some of the monies that are coming through. There's some monies for safe streets and roads, which I think potentially we should be looking into because that's about $6 billion that are going to be available. And clean school bus programs, which is $5 billion. And then recommending commutes pilot, that's only $1 billion. So there's a whole lot of money coming up here, and I think we probably should be working to see if monies could be used, even in terms of what we might be going on in terms of the changes of a city hall, et cetera. Again, I think that was something that hopefully the schools will have. I'm sure they're getting that information. Let's see here. In the raise money, we had 4 grants that we put in. None of them got this but we did get some in here from the raised money. For Cincinnati was 20 million. Washington, I don't think it told us there's a Washington Center. We didn't quite know where that was. Mansfield, and of course, ODOT's getting 24 million from that. So we're also going to have a widening of 161 with one lane on each direction. That's for Intel, of course. And the Sustainable Transportation Policy and the National the Water Quality Month is here. The Village Sawney Hills is joining for Sustainability 2050. And their next meeting is on the 16th. We also have an intern who became the Air Quality Sustainability Coordinator. And wasn't he with us last year?
Yes, he was.
And
He
I
was
think he was
wonderful.
with Whitehall this year. So he is becoming a member place. I thought that was so cool that he had been just an intern and an intern again, and here he is. He's going to be the Air Quality Sustainability Coordinator, so that's a pretty cool thing. And let's see, we have the OARC candidate forum. I think I mentioned that earlier. If you want to go, it's I don't know how much it's costing, but you can always say that you're with the OARC if you want to go to that. I've been to the last one, and it was very, very good. The CHIPS Act, there's $52 billion of federal money, 20 regional things. That's we'll just go past that one, I think. I wanted to talk about, though, we have a whole lot of the defense group, which is a huge group about Rickenbacker. And in fact, the defense earmark, it's an earmark, which Sherrod Brown was the person who got this put through. And it's the largest defense, it's our earmark of everything that's coming out of that. So they're hoping to get $8 million from that to change the firing range from outside into the inside of the fencing. So this is a pretty wonderful thing to happen for Rickenbacker. And Sherrod Brown was the responsible person for that. So with that, I think that's about all I have. Kind of interesting things today.
Thank you. Convention and Visitors Bureau, Ms. Padova.
Thank you. Midweek at the Creek wrapped up for another year. This event featured live music on the Creekside Plaza on Wednesday evenings. Throughout the summer, it was made possible by the Creekside District Alliance, Visit Gahanna, and our city Parks and Rec Department. I was able to go to a few of those, and everyone seemed to be having a really great time, so thanks to all involved that helped put that together. Visit Gahanna and the Ohio Herb Center are participating in Taste of Gahanna event hosted by the Chamber of Commerce this Thursday at Edison Brewing. I believe tickets are still available for purchase on the Chamber's website for anyone who wants to attend that. There are quite a few different local restaurants participating in that. Plans are underway for the Holiday Lights celebration taking place on Sunday, November 20th from 3 to 6:30 p.m. The CVB is currently looking for organizations and businesses who will offer activities for children during the event. So anyone who's interested in that should contact Lori at the Convention and Visitors Bureau. The Ohio Herb Center hosted 2 nearly sold-out classes in the last month and is offering 4 more classes in September. So you can go to theohioherbcenter.org for more details on those. And the Ohio Herb Center will also be participating in Supporting Gahanna Together Day on August 27th, as well as the Boutique Hop on September 1st. And I know myself, I believe the mayor and Councilwoman Bowers all participated in the last Boutique Hop in June, when seems like a long time ago now. I think that was in June. But it was really nice to kind of see all the different boutiques and also have some pop-ups as well. So I encourage people to go check that out again on September 1st.
Very good. Thank you. School Board, Ms. Bowers.
Yes, thank you. By way of follow-up from our last council meeting regarding the facilities project that's underway here, there are two items that I wanted to bring to everyone's attention. Finance Chair Daphne Mooring mentioned to me today that the Finance and Facilities meeting that will be held tomorrow evening at 6:30 will again address, I think from the district's perspective, their commitment to moving forward on the high school project in a collaborative way, and also, I guess, being clear about where they are with that project and how we're moving forward. There's also a mutual partner agreement that has been circulated between the city and the school district. I applaud the mayor and the superintendent for their work on that. I think it really does evidence the commitment between the city and the school district to continue dialogue and cooperation to ensure the success of this important facility. On a lighter note, the first home football game is this Friday, August the 19th. The district will only be selling tickets online in advance. There will be no cash sales at the gate. So if you would like to go to the Golden Lions home opener on Friday, please purchase your tickets online. And I had the pleasure of attending the welcome reception for Treasurer Gooding and Dr. Deagle at Lincoln Elementary on August the 4th. It was a really lovely event. A lot of parents, particularly, really from all across the district, came out to meet Dr. Deagle and Treasurer Gooding, and I think all of this, 4 of the 5 school board members were able to be in attendance that evening. So it was a really nice opportunity for people to connect, not just with administrators and the board, but also with teachers at Lincoln. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, new section J, official reports. Madam Mayor.
Thank you very much. Just a few things to mention to you today. Taste of Gahanna, presented by the Gahanna Area Chamber of Commerce, is this Thursday. That will be held, I believe it starts at 5:30 up at Edison Brewing. I think there's about 14 restaurants that are participating in that. If you've not gotten your tickets, please get those soon, because otherwise I'm going to buy the rest of them out, because the restaurant selection looks really great. Supporting Gahanna Together Day is Saturday, August 27th. This will be the 3rd year for that event. It was an event that we started in August of 2020 in the middle of COVID. And at that time, we created the event. Everyone had been hunkered down and sheltered in place for a long time. And we created that event as an opportunity for the community to come outside in a safe environment, reconnect with one another. It involves volunteer activities, just fun activities, specials from local businesses. It really is a day about all things Gahanna. So events are continuing to be added. We have a number of events that offer volunteer activities. Our Parks and Rec Department will be doing a creek cleanup along the Big Walnut Creek. Make Gahanna Yours will have a citywide litter cleanup that they're doing as well. We will have a denim drive that will be happening. That project is being led by a 7th grader at Gahanna Middle School East who just competed in the Global Invention Convention after winning her school, state, and then national competition. So she represented the United States in competition with Singapore, Mexico, and China on her project, which is to divert leftover or unwanted fabric away from landfills. So in conjunction with that project, she will be doing a denim drive. So all those jeans that are way too big for you anymore, this is an opportunity to donate those and have those repurposed. Touch Truck will also be returning this year for the first time since 2019. That'll be up at Hanna Park. Grin will be doing collecting food donations and during Touch a Truck. And of course, that night will be the Lights Out event. That'll be the kind of closing ceremony for our stadium right next door. So a great opportunity that day, August 27th, to really come out and support Gahanna. For information on that, go to our website, gahanna.gov. If you are an organization or a neighborhood that still wants to organize an activity that we can promote as part of that, just send an email to becky.whittington@gahanna.gov or call the mayor's office, and we will add you to the list. And then the last thing I just wanted to mention, our sidewalk program is alive and well. We held a town hall here in council chambers on August 2nd. We had a packed house that night. I know we had folks also watching online asking great questions. That town hall is available to be viewed on the city's YouTube channel. If anyone has any questions about the sidewalk program, how it works, how it came to be and why it came to be. I encourage them to view that town hall. We had a really detailed discussion around why this program was created, all of the things that led to the creation and establishment of this program, and how it works to benefit residents and the homeowners who have that legal responsibility under state law to maintain their sidewalks. So just go to YouTube, look for @City of Gahanna, find our homepage, and then check out all the videos, and you can click on that and watch that. And then just last week, we had our first round of hearings with regard to the sidewalk program before our newly minted Property Appeals Board. They did an excellent job at their very first hearing of trying not only to just go through the machinations of a hearing for the first time, but also throwing in the complexities of the sidewalk program. So they had their hands full, but I commend the members of that board. They did a great job. And if anybody has questions, again, around the sidewalk program or around sidewalks in general, we have a specific email to use, sidewalks@gahanna.gov, or call the engineering division at 342-4050. And our team there will be happy to answer any questions that you have. And that is all I have for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. City Attorney?
I have nothing further to add.
Thank you. All right, new section K, council comment. Ms. Angelou?
Thank you, Chair. I would like to add something more from mine. I don't know why I would have left that one out on here, but this has to do with Dr. Amy Acton, who is the head of the Rapid 5, and they just got just $1 million just given to them to go forward with Rapid 5, which is something that we're part of as well. So I'm thinking, and I'm sorry I didn't bring this one up to in the beginning because she's just doing one terrific job. You know, some people looked at her as saying, that's the doctor from COVID, and she's just doing just a great thing, and I'm sure that Rapid 5 is going to be extremely very, very, very good thing happening to our region. I'm wearing this because last week when I came home from here, my husband wasn't feeling well, and the next day he found that he had COVID. I thought that was over with, COVID. I have no symptoms or anything, but it's still around. And it's 5 days, 6 days that you just stay in your house and you kind of figure out what you're going to do. And I'm, you know, taking your temperature every day. So I want everybody to be aware of that this is our first time that this has happened. And I hope that nobody else gets it. And I think I let all of you know that I had been at that. So with that, I think I'm finished. Thank you.
Thank you for your public safety announcement. Ms. McGregor? No comment. Mr. Weaver?
Thank you, Mr. President. I'll be very brief this evening. Just want to reiterate what some of my colleagues and the mayor have said, encouraging public participation in the public hearing as we discuss the facilities for the future, next opportunity, and the final public hearing, September 6th. So please join us then. We love seeing people here. We love hearing from residents. If you can't attend, please do send us your thoughts. They are appreciated, and I know I never like to speak for my colleagues, but I feel safe and confident in saying we do love getting the feedback and receiving your comments. So thank you. That's it, Mr. President.
Thank you. Ms. Padova?
Nothing for me this evening.
Thank you. Mr. Spencer?
Nothing to add. Thank you, Mr. President.
Ms. Bowers?
Yes, just briefly, thank you. I would like to thank the Parks and Rec Department for the wonderful Muddy Miler that was held yesterday off of the Big Walnut Trail south of the pool. It was our first time participating. We had an absolute blast. I think I saw so many smiles, so many happy families, and it really was a very special opportunity, I think, for a lot of families that were participating, going through the course together. And it was just a lot of fun. So thank you so much to Parks and Rec team. It was really well organized and lovely. I've also circulated my constituent update, my July report. I ask Mr. Clerk to please include that in my minutes. I will I think it summarizes the actions and activities of July, as well as highlights some of the constituent concerns and issues that were raised to me and to many of us last month. I think that concludes my comments for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. I have no comments or additional comments tonight. And just ask for a motion to adjourn our meeting. Thank you.